Okay. I know I saw Mr. Plotkin in here. Let's see how lucky I can get.
Plotkin. Excuse me? Oh, my name. His first name is Adam
His last name?
Plotkin, and I'm Joseph Plotkin. F-L-Y.
Bear with me just 1 minute while I find, are we bringing Mr. Plotkin in? Can we bring him out of order? Oh, here he is. I got him right here. Madam Corrections Officer, are we bringing him in or we just, okay, okay. I didn't mean that in an impatient way. Procedural, I didn't know if we're bringing him in or we're doing him. All right. Counsel, have you had a chance to talk to the state?
Your Honor, I have not had a chance to talk in depth with him.
All right, do you want to wait? You want to wait? I was just inquiring, do you want to wait for your client so he knows what you're doing on his behalf?
Yeah, I think it'd be best if we do that. I don't think the state has any objection to bond.
Okay.
State ground, so.
All right. I have reviewed the affidavit. This is State of Florida versus Adam Bruce Plotkin, 21 CF 43. I find probable cause. I'm ready to set conditions of release, but since he's being brought in, let's wait for him.
Yes, please, Your Honor.
Do we have time to keep moving on some other cases? Let's do that if we could.
Yes,
All right?
Your Honor.
When you see your client and if you could sidle over and have a quick chat with him.
Oh, he's right here, Your Honor.
Perfect. Let's do it right now. Madam Clerk, could you go ahead and swear Mr. Plotkin?
Can you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right. Good morning, sir. Tell me your name, please.
Adam Plotkin.
All right, Mr. Plotkin, you're represented by counsel who stands to your left. I have reviewed the charging affidavit. I find probable cause. Did you want to be heard on conditions of release, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, this incident took place at my client's residence. They co-parent, the mother of the child and my client co-parent together. And I believe that the child is at the other house now, the mother's house. I would ask the court to allow my client to return to his residence full-time, understanding that the alleged victim is going to be living separately.
You lost me just a minute there. So they reside together or they reside separately in co-parent?
But they reside separately in co-parent. The mother, who is listed in the police report, lives in Winter Garden.
Okay.
And so the child, we believe the child is at that residence right now and will remain at that residence while the case is pending.
So you're just asking that he be permitted to return to his residence?
Yes, I'm asking Mr. Plotkin to be able to go home.
State, you'd have no problem with him going to his own home, as long as he doesn't have, he's not going to be going to the, too much information. Do you have any objection to him going home?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Has the alleged victim been talked to? Is she here? Does she want to be heard?
It's a he, Your Honor.
He? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I read so many of these, I can't remember which facts go with which one.
It's okay, Your Honor. He is not present.
Okay. All right. Is there, State, do we know whether this is a no contact or no hostile contact situation?
I believe if contact's not made, the default is no contact.
Okay. All right.
Your Honor, and I've explained that to my client. We can address that down the line, I think.
Yeah. And I think any co-parenting can be handled through third-party intermediaries or any sort of thing in that regard. All right. I'm going to, and I think this event occurred at the defendant's home, not at the co-parent's home. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor. It all happened at my client's
It was during a visitation, as I recall.
Yeah, it was.
Or a sharing.
Yeah,
Time
they
share.
they
Okay.
co-share. There's really no set schedule from what I
Okay,
understand.
all right.
They do spend time.
All right, so what's going to happen is I'm going to set bond on the amount of $500. I'm going to require there be no contact directly or indirectly with the alleged victim in this case. That means no phone calls, no text messages, no Facebook posts, no going through, well, you've got to have contact. I don't want there to be contact, but I want you to be able to contact the co-parent to arrange contact with the
Your Honor,
child.
Yes, I think that it would be safe to say that the mother of the child and my client can still converse as long as he's not having contact with the child at this point.
Okay.
We could probably hammer that out downtown with the judge, once
Okay.
we get our bearings set as to what the future holds.
Okay. All right, so this is a case where the victim is the child?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So no contact with the child, contact with the co-parent.
Yeah, we'd ask you to be able to have contact.
All right. No hostile contact with the parent, no contact with the child. No alcohol or drugs, no firearms or weapons. I think that covers everything.
I believe so,
Okay,
Your Honor.
all right. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. I feel like everything is hard today.
Take care, Steve. Have a good weekend.
Have a good day, Your Honor.
All right, you too, good seeing you.
Good seeing you.
Am I in trouble?
They trying to get in there.
It doesn't feel like it, but. What else can we do today? Bingo. Making it happen today, all right. So what is next? Okay. That's why it says Spanish on here. Mandarin, I saw that. Oh, language line. All right. Do I summon the interpreter through the Cisco box?
Yes.
All right, so the first one I have is Migdalia Ramos.
Good morning, this is Dalia Romero, Spanish interpreter on the line, already sworn in. Are we using the headsets, Your Honor?
That would be yes.
Thank you. I'll connect to the podium.
All right, Madam Clerk, would you go ahead and swear
Sí.
Ms. Ramos?
Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, this is the case of the state of Florida versus Migdalia Ramos. Ms. Ramos is charged with battery. I find probable cause. I'm going to set bond in the amount of $500. Do we know whether the alleged victim wants any contact with Ms. Ramos? Okay, I'm going to order no contact directly or indirectly. She may return to the location to collect personal effects in the company of law enforcement. I'm going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender. Okay. All right, I'm going to change that from $500 bond to pretrial release. No contact, no return. Thank you, Ms. Ramos.
Sí, gracias.
Thank you very much.
Wait, do I have two cases? Oh, I have a co-defendant. That's what it was. All right, is this Mr. Rosa Flores?
No, Your Honor,
Es-
those Flores is medical.
Señor Rosa Flores,
Okay. Is this Mr. Renteria Hernandez?
Yes.
señor Rentería Hernández,
Rentería Hernández.
All right, Madam Clerk, you may swear Mr. Renteria Hernandez.
Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Y digo la verdad.
yes, I will tell the truth.
All right, sir, you are charged with operating a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. I'm going to find probable cause. I'm going to set bond in the, stay bond in the amount of $500. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Good luck, sir.
No puedo hacer una cuestión. Yo puedo hacer una pregunta.
May I ask a question?
You may.
Yo tengo 400 pesos ahí en el depósito. No sé si me pueda usted hacer una rebaja, una ayuda para salir pronto y pagaré 400.
I have $400 deposited there. Is there any way you can lower this so that I can pay with that money and get out?
So you have $400 in cash to bond out today, is that what you're saying?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, I'll set bond in the amount of $400.
Ok, gracias, se lo agradezco.
De nada.
Okay, thank you
All right.
very much. De nada.
Ay, gracias a Dios. Right.
Are those all the Spanish cases, Madam Clerk? I have the Mandarin case.
That's it. She's gonna make an announcement to see if anybody in the gallery needs a interpreter before we let her go.
That's a great idea. Ms. Romero, can you make an announcement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Loud and
Yes.
clear to the folks that are here. Maybe some witnesses may need the assistance of the interpreter.
Yes, Your Honor. ¿Tenemos alguna persona aquí en la audiencia que vaya a necesitar los servicios de un intérprete? ¿Hay alguien que no habla inglés y necesita intérprete de español? Por favor, levanten su mano.
Seeing no hands raised, I saw a head nod. No?
¿Alguien movió la cabeza? ¿No? ¿No necesitan intérprete?
All right, I think it was a false alarm. Thank you, Ms. Romero.
You're welcome, Your Honor. You have a great day.
You as well.
Thank you.
All right, Madam Clerk, what direction do we go next?
Call the language line and see if it worked. It didn't work yesterday.
Okay. All right, so we're going to bring in Mr. Wang.
Okay, we have so for proceeding, we just need to translate to the defendant. Okay, please hold. Push talk.
Talk in the corner. Is this the Mandarin interpreter?
Yes, this is the Mandarin interpreter.
I can hear you very well this morning, Madam Interpreter. Good morning.
Good morning.
Have you been, well, let's go ahead and swear the interpreter to translate from Mandarin to English and English to Mandarin.
Do you swear to interpret from Mandarin to English, English to Mandarin, the testimonies you will receive today?
Yes.
Would you tell us your name, please?
My name is Ling, Ling.
All right. All right, Madam Clerk, you can swear Mr. Wang.
Mr. Wang, please raise your right hand.
王先生，请你举起右手。
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
您能保证你所说的全部是事实，是完全的事实，对吗？
可以，yes。
Yes.
All right, Mr. Wang, you are charged with disorderly conduct in violation of a city ordinance.
你好，王先生，他们指控你是不恰当的接触和举止。
I'm going to find probable cause that crime was committed.
Sorry, could you please repeat the statement?
Sure. I'm going to find probable cause that crime was committed.
我们会找出这个犯罪行为有可能的原因是什么。
I'm going to set bond in the amount of $500.
我们要跟你开这个500块的保释金。
Did you want to represent yourself, hire a private lawyer, or have me appoint the public defender's office to represent you?
你想请一个私人的律师，或者找一个公共就是法律部门的律师代表你吗？
可以找个律师好一点。
Yes, I prefer to get an attorney.
Okay. Are you going to hire that attorney privately, or did you want me to consider your financial situation in appointing a low-cost attorney?
可以，你是想请一个私人的律师，还是根据你的个人经济状况，我给你指定一个就是比较节省费用的律师？
节省费用。
I would like to get a low-cost attorney.
All right. Are you currently employed, sir?
您现在有工作吗？
现在有。
Yes, I am.
What kind of work do you do, and how much do you earn?
您做什么工作的？就是工资收入是多少？
做指甲，然后收入是3000左右。
I worked at a nail spa, and the income is around $3,000.
Okay, $3,000 a day, a week, a month, a year.
这个3000块是一天 ，a month.
Did you understand the question, or did you hear the question?
Yeah, I have interpreted a month.
Mr. Wang?
Yeah. A month.
Sorry.
How
We
frequently,
have. Sorry.
how frequently do you earn $3,000?
你多久能够挣3000块
1个月。
in 1 month?
In 1 month. All right. Do you have any dependents, any family members or children that you need to care for?
你有没有需要抚养的人，比如说家人或者小孩需要你照顾的
没有。
？No, I don't.
就只有我爸在纽约。
All right, Mr. Wang, based upon your income, you do not qualify for the appointment of the public defender. You'll be given a court date to return. You can represent yourself or hire your own lawyer.
你好，根据你的收入情况，你不具有这个资格，就是需要我们给你找一个律师。你可以回头再回这个法庭来，自己代表自己。
All right, good luck, sir.
好，祝你好运。
He may return to New York so long as he retains local counsel to appear on his behalf or returns for all court appearances.
你可以回纽约，就是除非你去找当地的那个行为方面的心理咨询师、心理辅导员。
So Mr. Wang, if you return to New York and forget about us, what will happen is a warrant will be issued for your arrest.
就是说，如果你回了纽约以后忘掉了我们这边的事的话，我们有可能会就是给你一个开一个拘捕令。
All right? Any questions, sir?
你有没有什么问题？
那我到时候再回来这边是重新审这个案件吗？
If I returned here, are we going to continue this trial?
You are released pending the state or the city filing charges. Make certain your address in New York is current with the clerk, and seek advice of counsel as to how the case will proceed next.
就是你现在是就是说就是说这个案件是待定在我们这个城市的法庭是待定，就是但是是给你释放了，你可以等你回去以后找你那边城市的这个咨询，就是心理咨询的法律方面的咨询员，问他接下来怎么做。
Unless Madam Assistant Public Defender has a minor in Mandarin wants to speak to Mr. Wang.
Unfortunately, Your Honor, I do not.
I took a shot. You never know. All right. Good luck, Mr. Wang.
祝你好运，王先生。
All right. So who is this next? Is this Miss Sinclair? Miss Sinclair? All right. All right. Miss Sinclair is charged with domestic violence battery and criminal mischief. Do we have any witnesses here on Miss Sinclair's case? All right, seeing none, I've reviewed the charging affidavit. I find probable cause. I'm going to set bond on the criminal mischief in the amount of $100. She does qualify for pretrial release. All right. I'm gonna release Ms. St. Clair on pretrial release on both the criminal mischief charge and the domestic violence battery charge. I'm gonna require that she have no contact. Ms. St. Clair, is there any need for you to have contact with your sister?
Excuse me, sir?
Is there any need for you to have contact with your sister?
No, sir. We stay at 2 different locations, so there's no need to have contact.
Okay. All right. I'm going to order no contact directly or indirectly with the alleged victim in this case, who is Ms. St. Clair's sister, Michelle, Keisha?
Yes, sir. Keisha St.
All
Clair.
right. You stay separate, is that right?
Yes,
So
sir.
there's no need to return to where this occurred? No
sir.
alcohol or drugs, weapons, or firearms. Did you want me to consider appointing a lawyer to represent you?
Public defender, yes,
Public
please.
defender? All right. What kind of work do you do?
I do hair, babysit.
Okay. Do you have any dependents?
No, sir.
Oh, there we go. You've been holding out on me. That's okay. All right. Well, this shows nothing. I have an affidavit that shows you earn nothing. Is that right?
Yeah. The hair thing is like if I get a client here and there type of thing. It's not a steady job or anything like that.
All right. It's not stable, but vacillates and changes. All right. I'm going to find you qualify for the appointment of the public defender. Appoint the public defender to represent you. Good luck.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Excuse me, this
I'm
is the
sorry.
interpreter.
I'm sorry,
Disconnected.
Madam Interpreter. I completely forgot. You did such
No
a good
problem.
job. I've forgotten that you were still with us. We have no further need of your services, but I thank you so much for your help this morning.
Thank you for your services. Bye bye.
Bye now. I forgot she was too. It's that kind of day. All right, is this Mr. McCullough?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. McCullough is charged with a health and safety nuisance injurious to health, battery on a law enforcement officer or firefighter EMT, resisting an officer without violence, disturbing the peace, and possession and/or consumption of alcohol in a public place. I'm going to find a probable cause for all those charges. I'm going to stay the bonds in the amount contained in the charging affidavit, which would total $1,900. and Mr. McCullough has filled out an affidavit that qualifies him for the appointment of the public defender. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you, Mr. McCullough. Good luck. Joseph Penland? Thank you. All right, we're making a little forward motion here.
Stay right
That's
up to
okay,
this.
it's all good.
You're not talking to Mike, okay?
As long as I know what to do. It's just half the battle. Good morning, Mr. Penland. Mr. Penland is charged with failure to appear. Back on December 3.
He's not on bond, that's the same case. that we-
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, that was on Harold.
All right, does the public defender want to be heard on conditions of release or setting bond on Mr. Penland?
Your Honor, we're just asking that it's in reach of the defendant as, since it was just a failure to appear.
I'm sorry, didn't hear you.
We're just asking that the bond be set in reach of the defendant's financial, it's just a failure to appear.
State your position.
Leave it in the court's discretion.
All right, Mr. Penland, without discussing your case, you apparently failed to appear for a status hearing on Division 14, and that judge issued a warrant for your arrest with no bond.
I didn't even know I had a warrant, sir.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I didn't even know I even had a warrant.
Okay, did you know that you missed court?
No, sir.
Are you represented by an attorney?
I think I had a public defender I asked for this morning. I have no money. I have no way to afford anything. I'm homeless. I don't remember anything about having a court date. The virus has been tough
All right,
on me.
so you previously had a public defender? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, I had one. That's when I came here. My court was December 1st. I went there, and they said all charges were dismissed. In the courthouse downtown, December 1st, I went there. They said all my charges were dismissed. I had weapons charges or violence, or me and my neighbor had got into an argument, and they had arrested me. I did 2 months for that.
Okay, I don't want you to talk about the case. I'm just trying to figure out, I could do one of a couple things, Mr. Penland.
Yes, sir.
I can stay your bond at none, and you can stay in jail until this case is resolved. If you want to get out, I need to be satisfied that we're not going to go through this process again, that you know that you need to be in court, you'll be where you're supposed to be, you'll follow up with your lawyer, all
Yes,
those
sir.
things, right?
Yes, sir. I want to get out.
All
Yes,
right.
sir.
Do you still live on the McKinley Avenue address?
I got evicted from there.
You got evicted? Do you have a place to stay, or are you on the street?
I'm on the street, sir.
Okay.
I could stay with some friends probably, what I've been doing off and on, and I'm trying to behave myself, get my life back. I got benefits I need to get back from Lakeside, get my check coming back, and try to get back on my feet.
Okay.
If you
I don't
have to make
suppose he qualifies for pretrial release on a charge where he's failed to appear and it's a felony, does he? Okay. All right, Mr. Penland, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set bond in the amount of $1,000, okay?
right,
You already have the public defender appointed. If you can't make that bond, the public defender will come see you.
Okay.
Since you don't have a place to stay, the burden is entirely upon you to follow up with the public defender, because they can't reach you, and if they can't reach you and you have a court date, and the judge says, counsel, where's your client? And they say, we don't know where Mr. Penland is.
Right.
There'll be another warrant issued, and next time there'll be no bond, okay?
I have a cell phone. I can give her my number so she can call me. And I just want to get out because there's no way I can afford no bond for $1,000. Even I have no money.
Okay. All right, sir, I'm going to set bond in the amount of $1,000 and require you follow up with your public defender on this case, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Penland, good luck.
Thank you.
All right, so we just going to take these folks as they come? Go. Okay, all right. Is this Mr. Charles?
No, Mr. Leaks.
No, yeah, Charles is mental health.
Okay. Actually, Mr. Charles has a case in front of me. another different case. So we're gonna pass him, or what's gonna happen, Mr. Charles?
So we reset for tomorrow.
Reset for tomorrow? All right, we'll revisit that tomorrow then.
Yeah, you want to reset him, or you want to wait it again? You gonna be here tomorrow?
Which is the most constructive thing? Waive his appearance or roll this tomorrow and see if he's in the mood to come to court?
Is it Mr. Charles?
Yes, I believe the public defender's office represents him. He's got at least one case in my division where I think he's been determined incompetent to proceed. This may be a new charge.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get to the. If you want to roll it to tomorrow, and then we can waive his appearance if he doesn't come tomorrow.
All right, will you or someone from your office have a chance to talk with him?
I will speak to him.
Okay. All right, let's revisit Mr. Charles tomorrow, please, Madam Clerk. All right, so who is this person?
This is
Mr. Leaks?
you have John Doe.
He has now got John Doe.
John Doe is in there.
All right, John Doe, I think, is the one that we needed to change his name on the, or is that a different John Doe? There was a John Doe. It's that one?
Yes, sir.
Apparently John Doe has a name. He's always had a name, but now we know what it is. And I was provided information on that, but I don't know where, is this that gentleman, or we were just gonna put that on the record? All right, we can, let's do that at the end. Oh, this is the one right in front of me. Gosh. All right. All right, so we're just putting this on the record. This is not, I was provided somewhere in this pile of papers, Mr. Doe's correct contact information, correct identification, but I don't know where it is.
Okay, well, let's kind of come back to him.
Okay.
Put it on there.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that at the end. All right, great. All righty, and who is this, please? Mr. Leaks? Okay. Am I going deaf, or is it really loud in here? I can hardly hear anyone. Maybe it's the masks? Is it all the time? All right. All right, Mr. Leaks is charged with resisting an officer without violence, petty theft, and resisting a merchant. I find probable cause for those charges. I'm going to stay the bonds in the amount of $500, $100, and $100. And did Mr. Leaks want me to consider appointing a lawyer?
I get pretrial release. It's my first charge.
Okay, Mr. Leaks, you're not currently employed, is that right?
No.
Okay.
But I get an SSI check. I can pay the fine. They're gonna get pretrial release in my first charge.
Okay. Well, I've set bond. I'm going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender. And I think that'll take care of that. Good luck, Mr. Leaks.
I can't get pretrial release.
I'm sorry?
Pretrial release is like my first charge. I can pay the fine.
Does he qualify for pretrial release?
He wasn't interviewed. He was not interviewed.
He was not interviewed?
No, sir.
Will it throw everything off if I say bond or pretrial release, or do I have to pick one?
You can do
You could please give me pretrial
Okay,
release.
that was only Osseo County. All right, Mr. Leaks, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to stay the bond, which now totals $700. I'm also going to put in your paperwork that you can be released on pretrial release. It's going to require an interview, and they're going to tell you all the things you've got to do.
Okay.
It's your choice. If you say that's too much to do, I don't want to do pretrial release, you've got the money equivalent.
I'll
If
do
you can't
pretrial
make the money, you got to do the pretrial release, okay?
Okay, I'll do pretrial release.
If he qualifies.
Okay.
Pretrial release. If he doesn't qualify, then he's got to post the money. All right, good luck, Mr. Leaks. All right, is this Mr. Moore?
Yes, sir.
All right, good morning, Mr. Moore. Mr. Moore, you're charged with battery. I find probable cause. I'm going to set bond. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. That means, Mr. Moore, extraordinarily important, since you don't have a bondsman to check in with, that you make sure your address is current. Are you still at the Cinder Lane Parkway address?
Everything's current and correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Your responsibility to make sure you don't miss court, okay?
It's not a problem.
Did you want me to appoint a lawyer to represent you?
I will represent myself.
Okay, all right, sir.
Thank you.
All right, good luck. Oh, Mr. Moore, just so you stay out of trouble, don't have any contact with the victim in this case, all right?
Understood.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Timothy Arnold?
That's bad.
All right, Mr. Arnold is charged with battery by strangulation. Do we have a victim here on that? Okay. All right, I'm going to find probable cause. I'm going to set bond in the amount of $2,500. No contact with the alleged victim. No return to the location of the event. No alcohol, no weapons or firearms. And that victim's name is Cynthia Turner. I'm reviewing the affidavit. Mr. Arnold, you're not currently employed, is that right?
Ma'am, I draw SSI and also a veterans check.
Okay.
I'm the only person that lives at the event, place of the event. There's no one else that lives there, ma'am.
Okay. All right, you can return to your home. You're not to have any contact directly or indirectly with the victim.
Yes, ma'am.
If
She
you
has.
go back to your home and realize that she's moved in, you got to find another place to go.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? All right, I'm appointing the Office of the Public Defender to represent Mr. Arnold. And that's no contact. We'll remove the no return. No contact, no alcohol, no drugs, no firearms, no weapons. All right, good luck, sir. Ramon Aviles?
Yes, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, sir. Thank you for asking me. Mr. Aviles, you're charged with child abuse. I find probable cause. I'm going to set bond in the amount of $1,000. This was your child. Do you have another place to stay?
I do have several places to stay, sir, but I'm confused about disciplining my child and
Okay.
being in jail.
Well, I don't want you to talk about that because that's the accusation against you.
Got it.
All right? I
Yes,
am
sir.
going to find that you qualify for the appointment of the public defender. That public defender will help you through this process. I'm going to require that you not have any contact with the alleged victim in this case.
My
For the
daughter?
time being, no contact with your child.
Okay.
Not return to the location where this occurred, where your child resides, if you have another place to go.
Perfect.
All right?
Will do.
No alcohol, drugs, no firearms or weapons.
Don't
Good
do
luck,
that
Mr.
anyway.
Aviles.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
Okay, God bless.
Joseph Corelli?
Your Honor, he's mental health.
Okay. Does that mean we proceed without him, roll it to tomorrow, or put it to next week to have some other judge address it? Corelli. So he's just not available to come to court today?
Yeah, he's mental health.
All right, well, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to waive his appearance. I'm going to find probable cause. I'm going to set bond in the amount of $2,500. I'm going to require he not have any contact directly or indirectly with the alleged victim in this case, Sonny Blanco Betances. No return to the location of this event. No weapons, firearms, drugs, or alcohol. I just waive his appearance. I'll appoint the PD to represent him. Neville De Silva?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. De Silva is charged with battery by strangulation, domestic violence. I find probable cause. I'm going to set bond in the amount
He
of...
qualifies for PTR.
He does qualify for PTR?
Yes, sir. And he will, he's here visiting from New York as well. If you wanted to give him permission to go back.
Well, this is, So, Mr. De Silva, are you just choosing to go back to New York? Were you visiting here?
Choose back to New York. Choose going back to New York.
Choose to go back? All right, I'm not going to permit Mr. De Silva to return to leave Florida
No, I live here.
until he can go in front of the judge to whom this is assigned. So he can certainly file a motion, but for the time being, I'm going to set bond. I'm going
He
to.
does qualify for PTR.
He does qualify for PTR. That's what you told me a minute ago. All right. All right, I'm gonna release him PTR, require that he meet with pretrial release weekly. Can I do that? All right. No contact with the alleged victim, no return to this location. He's not to leave the state. He does not qualify for the appointment of the public defender. But Mr. De Silva, once you get released, if you retain counsel to represent you, or you represent yourself, you can always file a motion with the judge to whom this case is assigned. It looks like it's Division 10, and that judge can determine whether to permit you to return to New York. All right? All right, sir, good luck. Axel Girbolini Hernandez. All right, Mr. Girbolini Hernandez is charged with aggravated battery, domestic violence. I find a probable cause. I'm going to set bond in the amount of $1,500, require that he have no, I'm sorry?
He does qualify for PTR.
Okay. All right, I'll release him pretrial release, that way we know that's a better choice. I'm going to require that be weekly contact with pretrial release. No contact with the alleged victim in this case. No return to the location of this offense on Las Cortes Lane. It looks like Mr. Girbolini Hernandez resides at the same location as Ms. Colon. Is that right?
It's not Miss Colon, it's Miss Marilyn Hernandez.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
I've got them both as witnesses, and I forgot what I read. All right,
Yeah.
so Ms. Marilyn Hernandez lives on Cimarron Boulevard?
Yes, 4203 Cimarron Boulevard.
Okay, and you live on Cortez Lane?
No, sir. I live at the same location with Miss Marilyn, and Miss Colon and Miss Girbolini live in the same complex, different building.
Okay. All right. I'm going to require that you not return to the location where the victim resides. So if you live in the same apartment, you've got to find another place to stay.
Not the same apartment, same complex. But we have about 7 or 8 buildings in between us.
All right, we don't have Ms. Hernandez here, do we? Is pretrial release heard from Ms. Hernandez? Does she have a position on contact versus no hostile contact?
Judge, according to pretrial, it was stated that the victim wanted an emergency injunction until Monday till she can get to the courthouse. That was noted.
Okay. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to order no contact directly or indirectly with the alleged victim in this case. If you live in the same complex and you see her walking past the office, your job is to turn and run the other way, okay? It's not her job to not have contact with you. It's your job not to have contact with her. I don't have
Understood.
authority over her. I have authority over you.
Understood.
So if she contacts law enforcement and says that you violated that condition, this condition will be revoked and you'll be back in jail till the case is over, okay?
Understood.
All right, so that's no contact directly or indirectly, pretrial release, no alcohol or drugs, firearms, or weapons.
Did weekly or no?
I'm sorry?
Did weekly?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Excuse me?
And Mr. Girbolini Hernandez does not qualify for the appointment of the public defender. All right, good luck, sir.
Sir, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
I have belongings in
Oh,
the
Good
person's
point.
house.
Thank you for reminding me. I'll permit you to return to that location for a short duration accompanied with law enforcement to collect only personal effects. All right? You'll have 5-10 minutes with law enforcement to go in and get your stuff and go. I'm glad you reminded me of that. All right, good luck, sir.
Thank you.
PD or no?
No, he does not qualify.
Okay.
Next, I have Joshua Goldberg.
Your Honor, Joshua Goldberg is medical, however, he has a victim present.
Okay. When you say medical, is he going to be available to come
He's
tomorrow?
quarantined.
I'm sorry?
He's in a quarantine dorm.
Okay.
And he qualifies for PTR judge.
So with the quarantine, can we waive his appearance? Is that routinely done?
I mean, Your Honor, we can waive his appearance, that's fine.
I can't hear you.
We can waive his appearance, that's
Waive
fine.
his appearance? All right. All right, why don't we swear the witness?
Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, self to God?
Yes.
Please state your name for the record.
Sophie Pestano.
Speaking to the mic.
Sophie Pestano.
All right, Ms. Pestano, you are identified as the victim in this case. I have reviewed the charging affidavit, and it indicates I'm going to find probable cause for Mr. Goldberg's committing 3 offenses. I'm inclined to set conditions of release. It's my job to determine what those conditions are. Did you say he qualifies for PTR?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, without getting into the facts of the case, because I've read the charging affidavit, my inquiry of you, or this is your opportunity to let me know, do you have any interest in having contact with him, no contact with him, no hostile contact with him? Tell me what you want me to know about his conditions of release.
I do want contact with him.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you afraid of him?
No, not at all.
All right. If I release him, I would release him no hostile contact. What that means is, if you're asking me that you want to have contact with him, I can order that, but if you should feel that his behavior toward you is hostile, it's your responsibility to contact law enforcement, at which time his conditions of release will be withdrawn and he'll be sit in jail till the case is over. You understand that?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Do you feel that you can carry out your responsibility, which is, if you feel as though he's being hostile, the responsibility becomes yours to remove yourself from that situation and contact law enforcement.
Yes,
You
sir.
understand that, right?
Yes. Yes.
Because if you don't feel you can do that, I can make it no contact, and he doesn't have any contact with you at all.
No, I can do that. I can do it.
All right.
Thank you.
State, did you have any inquiry of Ms. Sestano?
No, Your Honor.
All right. All right. All right, I'm going to waive Mr. Goldberg's presence. I'm going to find probable cause. I'm going to release him pretrial release. I'm going to permit him to have no hostile contact with the alleged victim in this case, Ms. Sophie Pestano with a P.
Yes.
Do you all reside together?
No, we don't. I'm currently visiting him at the moment.
You're in
though.
Gainesville, he's here?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yes. And then I have a quick question.
All right.
Would he be released today? Because he drove me here and I work tomorrow, so I'm going to need to get back to Gainesville.
That is above my pay grade.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
He is currently, I think, in quarantine. I don't know if he qualifies for pretrial release, when he'll be released.
Okay.
So you might want to find other means to get to work.
Okay, so how will I know like when he gets released?
I would check with the folks downstairs.
Gotcha. Thank
Okay?
you.
All right. All right, so probable cause, pretrial release, no hostile contact, no weapons or firearms, no alcohol or drugs. All right, thank you for coming in, Ms. Pestano.
Yep, no problem. Thank you.
All right. Is this Ms. Gonzalez?
Yes, sir.
All right. Ms. Gonzalez is charged with aggravated battery with a weapon.
She qualifies for PTR.
All right. I'm going to find probable cause. I'm going to release her pretrial release. No contact directly or indirectly with Angel Morales. No return to the location of this event. Do you reside with Mr. Morales?
Actually, that's my apartment. I've been there for 4 years.
Okay.
And he's been in and out of my apartment for almost less than 6 months, but he doesn't pay no bills or nothing in there. I live with my kids, and my kids' school's district is there.
Okay.
He actually resides with his mother.
All right. I'm going to order that you have no contact with him. If you go back to your home and he's not there, then that's good. If he's decided to move in, you're going to have to find someplace else to stay, and you can bring that up with the judge to whom the case is assigned. It looks as though you filled out an affidavit. You have 2 children and no income at this time?
At this moment, no, sir. Because of the COVID, they let us go.
Okay. I'm going to find you qualified for the appointment of a lawyer. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. And if the housing situation becomes an issue, you can have your lawyer address the judge, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, good luck.
There's no contact is on the condition?
No contact, no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons or firearms. PTR. She can return because it's her apartment. Yeah. Yeah. Which is important to know. All right. Is this Miss Hall?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm going to find a probable cause on the charges of possession of cocaine and battery domestic violence. On the cocaine, I'm going to set bond in the amount of $1,000. Battery domestic violence, I'm going to set bond in the amount of $500. Do we have a witness here on that? Nope. I'm going to require no contact directly or indirectly with the alleged victim in this case, which I believe is her mother.
That's my daughter.
Your daughter, I'm sorry. No contact or direct or indirect. You all reside in the same location?
She lives with me.
Okay, she lives with you?
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, I'm going to require that you not have contact with her and you not return to where this occurred. So you've either got to find someplace else to leave or make sure that she goes somewhere else and then you can return to your location, okay?
No problem.
No alcohol, no drugs, no weapons or firearms. I'm going to find you qualified for the appointment of the public defender, and I'll appoint that lawyer to represent you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Billy Lay. All right, Ms. Lay is charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. I'm gonna find probable cause. I'm sorry? Oh, okay. Thanks for pointing that out. Are you Mr. Hart?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Ma'am Clerk, would you swear Mr. Hart?
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Hart, because of the air conditioning and the glass and the mask, and you're gonna have to shout at me. All right?
Gotcha.
All right, sounds good. All right. All right. So, Mr. Hart, I have found probable cause that this event occurred. It's my job to set conditions of release. You have an opportunity as the alleged victim in this case to let me know your thoughts. Do you want to have any contact at all with Ms. Lay? Do you only want to have contact so long as it's not hostile?
I can have contact. I'm fine.
Okay. It doesn't sound like you're fine, but you're telling me that you have no objection to no hostile contact, correct?
Correct.
You understand that if I release Ms. Lay on that condition, that places a burden on you. And that burden is if you feel that she's behaving hostile toward you, it's your obligation to leave her and to call the police, at which time her conditions of release will be revoked and she'll sit in jail till this case is over. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Hart, if you feel like you're not up to that, I can make it no contact whatsoever, and then she just can't contact you at all right?
I can handle it, sir.
All right. State, do you have any questions for Mr. Hart?
There you are.
All right. All right, and does Ms. Lay qualify for PTR?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, so Ms. Lay, I just want to spend a minute. We've had Mr. Hart here. I'm finding probable cause. I'm setting bond. I'm requiring that you have no contact, no hostile contact with Mr. Hart. What that means quite simply is I have jurisdiction over you. I don't have jurisdiction over him. If you get into a disagreement and he believes that your contact with him is hostile, the police are going to come get you and you're going to have to come back to jail. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. All right, I'm also going to order no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons or firearms.
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck. Did you want me to appoint consider appointing a lawyer, or are you going to hire your own to represent
I
yourself?
will hire my own.
Okay, all right, good luck.
Judge, did you set a bond amount?
I thought I did $1,000, but maybe I didn't say it. Oh, thought it. Thank you, Mr. Hart.
Thanks, sir.
Is this Amy Lopez Garcia?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna find probable cause on the charges of burglary to a dwelling with an assault or battery, domestic violence, and sanitary nuisance. I'm setting bond in the amount of $2,500 on the burglary with an assault or battery, $1,000 bond on the domestic violence battery, and $100 bond on the sanitary nuisance. I'm gonna require that, the defendant have no contact directly or indirectly with John Ruskowski. I'm also going to require that she not return to the location of this event, which I believe is the Solaris apartment complex at 7426 Key Colonial Avenue, number 1215. No alcohol, no drugs, no weapons, no firearms. So no contact, no return. Did you want me to consider appointing the public defender to represent you?
Can I write the bond?
She doesn't? Really? 2,600
Yes.
a month? No? All right. Wow, all right. All right, Ms. Lopez Garcia, it appears as though you do not qualify for the appointment of a lawyer, so you're going to have to retain your own lawyer or represent yourself. Good luck.
Okay, thank you.
Jaden Perez. She does? Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, I reviewed the charging affidavit. I'm going to find that Ms. Perez qualifies for, I'm going to find probable cause. She qualifies for pretrial release. I'm going to release Ms. Perez on weekly reporting pretrial release. No contact. Jordan is your brother?
Yes, sir.
Okay. No contact with Jordan. Do you all reside in the same place?
Yes, sir. But I
Yeah.
can go somewhere else if
Okay,
needed.
that's probably best.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to order no pretrial release, no contact, directly or indirectly. You can return to that location one time with law enforcement for a short duration to collect any personal effects. All right. Other than that, no return to the location of this event. I have an affidavit indicating that you qualify for the appointment of the public defender. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. All right. Good luck. Whew. All right, is this Mr. Smith?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Smith, come on up.
Yes, sir.
All right, so Mr. Smith is charged with felony battery. And if I'm reading this correctly, he was out on bond for driving with license suspended or revoked? All right, I'm going to take no action on the driving with license suspended or revoked.
Yes,
Doing
sir.
this backwards. I am going to find probable cause on the new law violation. I'm going to set bond in the amount of $1,000. I'm going to require the defendant have no contact directly or indirectly with the victim of this case. I think that's Vashti Pruel.
Sir?
Is the victim. I've got Vashti Spruell and I've got Bettina Gantz.
Bettina Gant is my wife, Your Honor.
Okay.
We were at my house, and
Okay.
Vashti came to my house.
Okay.
So I was arrested from my house. And
Okay. All right. I don't want you to say anything else, but
Yes,
I
sir.
appreciate you straightening that out because it's a little confusing.
Yes, sir.
And the affidavit's very, very lengthy and single space. So, all All right. So the victim doesn't live at your house?
No, sir.
Okay, all right. So I'm gonna require you have no contact with this person, but you can return to where you live.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Is there any way I could get a pretrial release, Your Honor, or ROR, please?
I didn't think so. You're already out on bond on another charge. I could revoke that bond, but I'm not going to.
Yes, sir.
So I think the $1,000 is the correct amount of bond. And do you want me to consider appointing the public defender? Looks like I have an affidavit. Looks like you qualify. Your lawyer might be able to file some sort of motion on your behalf. All right, so I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Take no action on the Willis charge. All right?
So I just have to post bond and I can go?
That's correct.
Yes, sir. Thank
All
you.
right. Larry Wilcox. Looks like we have a witness coming on that charge. I've reviewed the charging affidavit. Mr. Wilcox appears to, I'm sorry. I'm going to find probable cause on the charge of aggravated stalking. Also on the charge of burglary to an unoccupied dwelling and criminal mischief. Are you Miss Hinton?
Yes, sir.
Can I hear you?
Yes, sir.
All right. Miss Hinton, you just shout at me and I'll be able to hear you, okay?
Okay.
All right, Madam Clerk, would you go ahead and swear Miss Hinton?
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes.
All right, Miss Hinton, I've reviewed the charging affidavits in this case. I'm a little concerned. What do you want me to know about my setting conditions of release for Mr. Wilcox?
He needs to have an anger management class.
I can't hear you.
I would love for him to go to an anger management class. I'm not scared of him. I just don't want no contact with him, and I really want him to get some help.
Okay, all right. So as I understand from the charging affidavit, just the accusations I've read against Mr. Wilcox, he has no need to be in contact with you, correct?
That is correct.
That relationship is done.
It's done.
Okay, all right. All right, Mr. Wilcox, did you hear that? That relationship is done, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, I'm going to find probable cause on the aggravated stalking, as I've already said, the burglary and the criminal mischief. I'm going to set bond on the aggravated stalking in the amount of $2,500. I'm going to set bond on the burglary to an unoccupied dwelling in the amount of $1,000, and criminal mischief in the amount of $150. I'm sorry, Madam Clerk, I'm all over the map here today. $2,500, $1,000, $150. You followed me. All right. Mr. Wilcox, I'm going to require that you have no contact, directly, indirectly, with Ms. Hinton. That means no flowers. That means no text messaging, no talking to friends that know her. That means no contact means absolutely no contact. All that needs to happen is Ms. Hinton needs to contact law enforcement and let them know that you've had contact with her, and you'll get your conditions of release revoked. Okay?
Yes,
I don't
sir.
think there's any confusion on that, right?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. So there's no contact, there's no return to the location of this offense, and you're currently unemployed, is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, sir, I'm going to find you qualified for the appointment of the public defender. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you on both of these cases. I don't know why they're in different divisions. All right, sir, good luck.
Judge, I'd ask no weapons, no firearms.
No weapons, no firearms, no alcohol or drugs. Okay? All right, thank you, Ms. Hinton. All right, is this Mr. Basiles?
Bachelet.
Bachelet?
Yes.
Bachelet. Sounds much better when you say it.
Qualifies for PTR.
He does? All right. And we have a victim here. All right, is this Ms. Velmond?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Velmond, just like Ms. Hinton, I can barely hear you. It's not you, it's all the surroundings. So just shout at me, okay? Is that yes?
Yes.
All right, I can almost hear you. All right. Has Ms. Valmont been sworn yet? Would you swear her, please, Madam Clerk?
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes.
All right, that was good. All right, Ms. Valmont, I've reviewed this charging affidavit. It appears as though you are married to Mr. Basilea. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, I have to decide what conditions to set to release him. Do you have concerns about having contact with him?
No, not at all.
Okay. Do you want me to set conditions that permit him to not have hostile contact with you, but permit him to return to where you reside together?
Yes, I want him to come home.
I can't hear you.
I want him to come home.
You want him to come home? All right. Madam Clerk, Madam Pretrial Release Officer, did you say he qualified for PTR?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. That's why I wrote PTR on this. I guess I didn't look at my notes. All right. Mr. Basilea, I'm going to find a probable cause for the charge. I'm going to release you on pretrial release. I'm going to order that you not have any hostile contact with your wife. Hostile contact is in the eye of your wife. If she feels as though you're behaving in a hostile manner toward you, all she's got to do is call the police, and you're going to have your conditions of release revoked, and you'll be back in jail. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Also going to require no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons or firearms, and it appears though you qualify for the appointment of the public defender, so I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. All right, good luck, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
I have a question. Will he be out today?
Should be. He's got to go through a screening process for pretrial release. That should be today.
Okay, thank you.
Unless it's not. I don't know. I'm also not in charge of getting people to work, so. All right, is this Mr. DeJesus?
Yeah, yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. DeJesus is charged with battery, domestic violence, dating violence. And is this Miss Acosta?
Yes, it is, sir.
All right, Miss Acosta, just like the other ladies, you need to just shout because I can barely hear you.
Yes, it is, sir.
Okay, good. Madam Clerk, would you go ahead and swear Miss Acosta?
You swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do, ma'am.
All right, tell me your name, please.
Carmen Acosta.
All right, Miss Acosta, you are identified as the victim of this dating violence. One of my jobs is to determine safety to the community, determine whether if I release Mr. DeJesus that he's not going to be a danger. Are you afraid of him?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Not just not, but absolutely not.
Correct.
All right. So you want to have contact with him?
Full contact, yes.
Okay. So you understand that if I release him and he violates that condition of no, I'm going to order no hostile contact. So he's got to be nice to you.
Okay, not a problem.
If you feel as though he is behaving in an aggressive or hostile manner, it's your responsibility to call the police. You understand?
I understand, sir.
Okay. All right. Does he qualify for PTR?
No, sir.
No? All right. All right, I'm going to find probable cause. I'm going to set bond in the amount of $500. I'm going to require no hostile contact. So, Mr. DeJesus, that means it's in the eye of your wife to determine whether you're behaving in a hostile manner toward her. If she tells you you're being hostile, it's your job to back away, because if you continue in that behavior, even though you think you're not being hostile, she'll call the police and you'll be back in jail. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. $500 bond, no hostile contact, no alcohol, no drugs, no firearms, no weapons. Did you want me to consider appointing a lawyer or representing yourself or hiring a lawyer?
Well, can I talk about that when I'm...
You can. You can. I won't appoint a lawyer at this time. You'll represent yourself. You can go into the marketplace, see if you can hire a lawyer. If not, when you go to see the judge in Division 50, you can talk to the judge at that time.
I understand.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
All right. Is this Kiara Perez Velasquez?
Kiara Perez Velasquez, yes.
All right. Thank you. All right. I'm going to find probable cause. Do we have a witness here on that? Okay. All right. Is this Mr. Collier?
Yes, sir.
All right. Madam Clerk, would you swear Mr. Collier?
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Tell me your name, please, sir.
Zakar Collier.
Okay, a little bit louder.
Zakar Collier.
All right, Mr. Collier, you have been identified as the victim in this case. As you heard me maybe talk to one of the other folks before you, it's my job to determine conditions of release. Do you want to have contact with Ms. Perez Velasquez?
Yes, sir.
Are you afraid of her?
No.
All right. I can order that she not have any hostile contact with you, or I can order she have no contact with you whatsoever. You prefer which of those?
I would still like to have contact.
Okay, all right. And you understand that if she behaves in a hostile manner, it's your responsibility to call the police, right?
Yes, sir. I understand.
All right, Ms. Perez Velasquez, you've heard what I've said. You understand I have jurisdiction over you, but not your boyfriend.
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm going to order that, I'm going to release you on pretrial release. I'm finding probable cause. I'm going to order no hostile contact.
Yes, sir.
So if he believes you're being hostile, probably by saying you're being hostile, even if you don't think you are, that violates your terms and conditions of release. You want to behave very carefully, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Ms. Perez Velasquez, I'm going to find you qualified for the appointment of public defender, appoint the public defender to represent you. Good luck. Anything else, sir?
Do you know like when she'll be released today?
I'm sorry?
Do you know if she'll be released today?
I think so.
Yeah, 'cause I'm her ride, so I'll just want to know like a time.
You can check
so I
with the folks downstairs. They'll tell you how long it'll take.
All right, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
As well.
No hostile contact, no weapons, firearms, alcohol, or drugs. Okay. PTR. Ayana Peter? All right, do we have a witness for Miss Peter?
Your Honor, her victim is also the her combatant. He's outside.
Oh, so they were both arrested?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well is that Mr., husband, all right. Ayana
It's my
and
father.
Gillis Peter, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right, I'm gonna find probable cause. Miss Peter, do you reside with your husband?
It's my father.
Your father, I'm sorry.
I don't reside with him. I had intentions of doing it, but it didn't work out, obviously.
Okay. So you live in your father's house, or your father lives in your house?
Well, I was residing at his home.
Okay.
For a few days, because I
Okay.
just came up here.
Okay. Does Miss Peter qualify for PTR?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna
Ma'am,
find.
can I ask a question? Like, why not?
Sure.
Can I ask why do I not qualify for it?
I can't hear you.
Why do I not qualify?
For pretrial release?
Yes.
We're about to find out.
Her community ties was not verified.
Okay. Apparently your community ties are not verified. All right, so Ms. Peter, I'm going to find probable cause. I'm going to set bond in the amount of $500. I'm going to require you have no contact with your father, Gillis Peter, directly or indirectly. You're not to return to the location of this event. You're entitled to go back one time for a short duration with law enforcement to collect your personal effects. No alcohol,
I have a
no
question.
drugs, no weapons, no firearms. I'm going to find that you qualify for the appointment of the public defender. You're not currently employed, is that right?
No.
Okay, all right. All right, good luck.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
When I do go to the home to collect my stuff.
With the police?
Yeah, it's with the police. Okay.
Correct.
And afterwards, will I be able to make arrangements for somebody to pick me up and stuff?
Afterward, will you be able to?
Like after coming out to court today, will I be able to make arrangements for a ride? Since I'm not going to his residence.
I'm sorry, I'm really having a hard time hearing. Is it really hard to hear in here, or am I losing my mind? Okay, all right. As long as I'm
I
not
was
losing my mind.
asking.
Yeah.
Will I be able to make arrangements for a ride, seeing that I'm not going to his residence, going back to his residence?
Sure. You'll be able to make arrangements when you get out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome, Miss Peter. That doesn't help.
No, it doesn't. You're not the only one.
Okay, all right. You guys missed a great opportunity to gaslight me. Judge, we can hear clearly. What's wrong with you?
Judge, the next defendant, Peter, he qualifies for PTR, and we wonder if you would give him permission to return back to the Virgin Islands because he works over there a period of time,
Okay.
and he lives over there. So we wonder if you're going to let him continue to work when you need to go to stay.
Okay. All right, Mr. Peter.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Peter, I'm going to find probable cause on the charge of battery domestic violence. I'm going to set bond in the amount of $500. I know he qualifies for PTR, but I'm going to set bond same as the other defendant and victim. I'm reading this correct, right? They're both defendants and victims on one another?
Oh, my cousin.
Yeah, all right. I'm going to order no contact. I understand that Mr. Peter wants to leave the country. I'm going to wait for him to see the judge in Division 50 to talk about that. And he does not qualify for the appointment of the public defender. No contact, no weapons, firearms, alcohol, or drugs. So the same conditions as the other defendant / victim, but he can return home because apparently that's his home. All right, good luck, sir. Correct. Andrew Portacio?
Yes, Your Honor.
How did I do, Portacio?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. All right, sir, you're charged with battery domestic violence. And this is going to be, is this Victoria Velardo?
Yes, it is.
All right. Madam Clerk, would you swear Ms. Velardo?
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Ms. Velardo, my job is to determine safety to the community, and that includes you, in setting conditions of release. I've read the charging affidavit. I find probable cause for the charge of battery domestic violence. Do you want to have contact with Mr. Portacio, or do you want to have no contact?
Yes, I would like to have full contact, please.
Okay, all right. It appears as though this happened at your apartment. Do you live together, or was he visiting?
He lives with me about 90% of the time. I'm not scared. I don't feel threatened.
Okay, all right. Does he qualify for PTR?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, I'm going to find probable cause. I'm going to set bond in the amount of $500. I'm going to require no hostile contact. So, Mr. Portacio, you can have contact. You can go stay with Ms. Velardo. You can't behave in a hostile manner. I have jurisdiction over you, but not her. So if she feels as though you're being hostile, that's your cue to back off and leave. Even if you don't think you're being hostile, all she's got to do is call the police and you'll be back in jail, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. All right, so PC, no hostile contact, no alcohol or drugs, no weapons or firearms. It does not appear as though you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer, so I'm not going to appoint a lawyer today. But you can go into the marketplace and hire a lawyer, or you can represent yourself.
Okay, yes, sir.
All right, thank you, sir.
Yes,
Sir, what was
Have a
that
good day.
bond?
Happy New Year.
What was the bond?
$500 bond. Okay. Okay. Is there anything else you want me to know,
Your Honor?
Ms. Velardo?
No.
All right, thank you for coming in.
Thank you so much.
Your Honor, that would mean 10%, correct? It would be a $50 bond?
I understand it's 10%, correct.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, it's actually a minimum of Mr. Portacio, I actually understand that for a $500 bond, the minimum is $100.
I'll thank you, sir.
I think so. Which is not really my job, but I don't want to mislead him. Good afternoon, come on up. Are you Miss Rosania?
Yes, Your Honor.
She qualifies for PTR.
All right, Miss Rosania, you are charged with domestic violence. Do we have Michael Brandt? No. Okay. I'm sorry, did you say she qualifies for PTR?
No, sir. Yes, she does.
She does, okay. All right, Ms. Rosani, I'm going to find you probable cause. I'm gonna release you on pretrial release. Do you have to have, I'm gonna order no contact directly or indirectly with Michael Brandt. Do you reside together?
Yes, Your Honor, with our children.
Okay. Well, I'm going to order you have no contact and no return to the location where you reside until the judge to whom this case is assigned can readdress that issue. Okay?
Okay, Your Honor,
You can go back one time to collect personal effects in the presence of a law enforcement officer.
Okay.
You're going to have to figure out how that works. You're not going to have any contact with your husband, so he's going to be taking care of the kids unless and until you can get in front of the judge.
Okay, because I am the primary caretaker for our 6-year-old. I take her to school, pick her up. I'm very involved.
Okay.
I
Well,
mean-
what can happen is, if you can work it out with your husband where he leaves and you stay in the house and take care of the kids, you can do that.
Okay, but how would I communicate that to him? I'm not allowed to.
That's
Should
good
I have the law enforcement officer communicate that message to him?
Yeah, that probably would work.
Because he can go to his parents. My mom lives an hour away.
Okay.
And his parents live 5 minutes away. He could go there.
All right. Well, that's something that's beyond my pay grade. I understand that's a concern. I'm not minimizing that you got to figure out what goes on.
Uh-huh.
But my obligation is to make sure that that there's no danger to the community, and
Right.
I have to keep the two of you separated for now. So that's a problem, and it's going to be difficult to resolve, but I think that you can do it. One thing I am going to do is I see that you fill out an affidavit for the appointment of a lawyer. You qualify for a public defender, so I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you. That lawyer may be able to answer those questions and help you sort through this, okay?
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Will I have a bond?
I'm releasing you pretrial release, so there's no monetary requirement. You just need to go through a screening so they can keep track of you and you can keep track of them, okay? All right, good luck.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Danielle Trujillo?
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm sorry?
She qualifies for PTO.
Okay. All right. All right, and is this Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Madam Clerk, would you swear Mr. Rodriguez?
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, sir, tell me your name, please.
My name is Jason Rodriguez Adams.
Okay, you need to shout at me.
My name is Jason Rodriguez Adams.
Okay, that's much better.
My apologies. I'm not feeling too well today.
And that's fine. We'll try to get this over as promptly as we can. It's just the sound in here is terrible.
I understand, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Mr. Rodriguez, my job is to decide what conditions of release. And Ms. Trujillo is your wife, is that right?
Fiance.
Fiance, all right.
Your
Are
Honor,
you afraid of having contact with her?
To be honest with you, I don't know what happened. We had an argument in the vehicle. She was at the hotel. She was the one that called the police. And they questioned me on the side of the road on my way to my brother's house for the night.
Okay.
Somehow the next day I woke up at 11:30 in the morning to find out that she had been arrested for, I really have no idea why.
Okay.
So I'm comfortable with her dropping charges or whatever it needs to get her out. We have an 12-month-old in 5 days, 1-year-old baby in 5 days, and I really have no idea why she was even arrested.
All right, so what I'm hearing is you're not afraid of her, you want to have contact with her, you don't want her prosecuted, this came as a surprise to you.
Absolutely.
Okay, all right. Okay, I'm going to find probable cause based upon the affidavit containing this charging affidavit. I'm going to release Ms. Trujillo pretrial release. I'm going to order that she have no hostile contact, so she can come home and you can resume your housing situation. If at any time you feel as though she's behaving in a hostile fashion toward you, it's your responsibility to call law enforcement. And Ms. Trujillo, your conditions of release will be revoked, okay?
Criticizing cooking included?
I'm sorry?
Nothing, sorry.
Whatever that situation is, Mr. Rodriguez. All right. So no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons or firearms, pretrial release, no hostile contact, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're very welcome. Good luck. Oh, wait, before you leave, Mr. Trujillo, looks as though you... 2,400 a month qualifies with one? One
As of today, she might no longer be employed given the circumstances.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and find you qualified for the appointment of public defender, and that public defender will help you through this process as well. All right?
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, thank you, guys. Ms. Weiss? All right. All right, Ms. Weiss is charged with domestic violence battery.
She qualifies for
Okay.
PR.
Is this Mr. Muhammad?
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Muhammad, you got to shout at me because I can barely hear you, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, I find probable cause, and you said she does qualify for PTV?
Yes, sir.
Pretrial release? All right. All right. Please swear in, Mr. Muhammad.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good afternoon, sir. Tell me your name, please.
Mohammed Alami.
Okay. All right. So is it Muhammad Alami or Alami Muhammad?
First name is Alami. First name is Mohammed, last name Alami.
All right. I'm sorry, I called you by the wrong name. All right, Mr. Alami, you have been identified as the victim in this case. I'm going to find a probable cause. I'm going to set conditions of release. Are you afraid of Ms. Weiss?
No, no, sir.
Okay. Do you have any problem having contact with her so long as it's not hostile?
I would like to have contact with her.
Okay. All right. Do you all reside together at the Stevens Court address?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, I'm going to find probable cause. As I said, I'm going to release Ms. Weiss to pretrial release. No hostile contact. Ms. Weiss, that means you can't have any hostile contact with Mr. Alami. I'm sorry. If Mr. Alami feels as though you're behaving in a hostile fashion, all he's got to do is call the police and you're going to be, your conditions of release are going to be revoked. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. No alcohol, no drugs, no weapons, no firearms. And you're not currently employed, is that right?
Not at the moment.
Okay, all right. All right, based upon that, I'm going to find the qualify for the appointment of the public defender. And good luck.
Sir, I have one question.
Yes, sir, Mr. Alami.
Would I be able to bail her out even though I'm a victim?
Didn't hear you.
Would I be able to bail her out even though I'm a victim?
She's being released, pre-trial release, so as soon as she goes through the screening process, she'll be released. I don't know when that will be.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. So we have another Weiss. Are you related to the last Weiss?
No.
What are the odds of that? All right.
She qualifies for PTR.
PTR? All right. Well, pretty good if we're going alphabetically, I guess. Mr. Miller, I assume you have no questions. I'm waiting for you to jump up.
You're taking care of it, Judge.
All right, sounds good. All right. Ms. Weiss, you were charged with battery. Do you and Ms. Mitchell reside together?
No, sir.
No? All right. Have we heard from Ms. Mitchell?
No, sir.
Does she qualify for PTR?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's what you told me, that's why I wrote PTR down. All right. All right, Ms. Weiss, I'm going to find probable cause. I'm going to release you on pretrial release. I'm going to require that you have no contact directly or indirectly with Ms. Mitchell.
Okay.
No alcohol, no drugs, no weapons, no firearms. And I'm going to find you qualified for the appointment of the public defender. It seems like everyone has a Volkswagen. Everyone drives a Volkswagen. I don't know why that is. All right. Just something I noticed. Okay, so I think that should take care of it.
Good. Thank you.
Like the last 6 people all drive Volkswagens. Is this Jimmy Williams? All right, Mr. Williams, come on up. All right, so do we have any, we have no witnesses left. All right. Have we heard from Ms. Thomas? Nope. Okay.
No, sir.
Okay, so Mr. Williams, you live with Ms. Thomas at the address on Flower Coral?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. All right, I'm going to find probable cause. I've done this so many times I can't remember. Did you tell me you qualified for PTO?
No, sir, he does not.
All right, I'm going to set bond in the amount of $500. I'm going to order no contact directly or indirectly with Ms. Thomas, no return to the place that you reside together, with the exception of one short duration with law enforcement to collect personal effects. Did you want me to consider appointing a public defender to represent you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Are you currently employed?
Yes.
What do you earn a week, a month, a year?
I get paid bi-weekly, but I'm only doing part-time right now.
Okay.
So,
What do you make
only like,
bi-weekly?
probably only like 200, 300.
Okay. All right, based upon
Bi-weekly.
your testimony today, I'm going to find you qualified for the appointment of the public defender. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. So probable cause, $500 bond, no contact directly or indirectly, no return, no weapons, firearms, alcohol or drugs. All right, sir, good luck.
Thank you.
Shalanda Brand?
Yes, sir.
All right, Ms. Brand, come on up. All right, looks like Ms. Brand failed to appear for her arraignment. A no bond warrant was issued. I did not know any facts, so I can't speak to conditions of release. All right, does anybody want to be heard on conditions of release? Public defender, prosecutor?
Your Honor, I'm just asking for no conditions of release. I don't have an affidavit either.
Okay. Is that something that we can get?
Of the underlying offense?
I'm sorry?
You want an affidavit of the underlying offense?
Correct. Because apparently there's no bond because she failed to appear.
Okay, one second.
I could stay the bond at none and let the judge in Division 14 determine the conditions of release. It was an arraignment, but I don't know, was there a charge filed? Was it, since it was an arraignment, I don't know whether they arraigned her on the charge that she was really arrested on? November?
An information was filed 11/19.
Okay.
And the synopsis is that back in July, the victim confronted the defendant about taking money. They got into a heated verbal argument. The victim was hit by defendant in the head with a glass bottle and sustained moderate lacerations.
Okay. All right. Do you want to be heard on conditions of release, Madam Public Defender?
No, Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to set bond in the amount of $5,000. No contact directly or indirectly with the alleged victim. No weapons, no firearms, no drugs or alcohol. And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent Ms. Brand. Dante Brown?
Dante Brown, bonded, Your Honor.
Yay. Ron Kafakis? Or Kafakis?
Kafkas, sir. Kafkas.
Kafakis. Is it Greek?
Yes, sir.
Kafakis, all right. All right, Mr. Kafakis is charged with battery on a law enforcement officer, attempted burglary of a conveyance, resisting an officer with violence, and resisting an officer without violence.
He qualifies for PTR.
All right, I'm gonna find probable cause on all 4 counts. I'm gonna set bonds as follows. On Battery Leo, I'm gonna set bond in the amount of $2,500. On attempted burglary of a police vehicle, just a conveyance, I'm gonna set bond in the amount of $1,000. Resisting an officer with violence, $100, and resisting an officer without violence, $100. So that total will be $3,700. No alcohol, no drugs, no weapons, no firearms. And, really, he doesn't qualify? 1,200 every 2 weeks? It's 2,400 a month? Really? All right. All right, Mr. Kavakis, apparently you don't qualify for appointment of a lawyer, so you're going to either represent yourself or hire a private lawyer, all right? Good luck.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Antonio Jones?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Jones is charged with possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, possession of ammunition by a convicted felon, grand theft of a firearm, possession of cannabis, and resisting an officer. All right, does the defense want to be heard on probable cause on any of these counts?
One moment, Your Honor, I just want to double check. Your Honor, it might just be me, but I'm not seeing the grand theft. Is this on the same arrest affidavit?
PC for the grand theft for the firearm?
Yes. I see the possession of the firearm, and so the only thing I'd be arguing is, I guess, the grand theft. I just want to make sure I'm not missing that.
All right, Mr. Miller, do you want to make an argument on PC for the grand theft of the firearm?
Yeah, just towards the bottom, the third paragraph to the bottom states that they ran the serial number on the firearm, and it was reported stolen to the city of Orlando on 10/15/19 with a case number. That's the only reference to the theft, Your Honor. That was reported stolen to law enforcement in October.
Well, I saw that, but is that sufficient to establish probable cause that Mr. Jones took or attempted to take property of another with the intent
Well, normally the possession of recently stolen property, but I believe that case law gives it out to about 4 to 6 weeks.
All right. All right, I'm gonna find probable cause on the possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. I'm gonna set bond in the amount of $7,500. Possession of ammunition by a convicted felon, I'm gonna set bond in the amount of $1,000. I'm gonna find no probable cause and release Mr. Jones on his own recognizance as to count 3, grand theft, third-degree felony, grand theft of a firearm. As to possession of less than 20 grams of cannabis, I'm gonna set bond in the amount of $100, and resisting an officer without violence, I'm gonna set bond in the amount of $100. So by my rough math, that's $8,700. He is to possess, as he is a convicted felon, no weapons or firearms, no alcohol or drugs. And, Mr. Jones has 8 dependents and no income, is that right?
At this time, Your Honor, yes, that is correct.
All right, I'm going to find he qualifies for the appointment of a lawyer and appoint the public defender's office to represent him. All right. All right, next I have Michael Neal. All right, so Mr. Neal, let me deconstruct this a bit. So Mr. Neal is charged with loitering or prowling, and he was out on bond on the offense of grand theft motor vehicle. Nope. All right, he was out on, he failed to appear, and there's a warrant for the, no. Complicated stuff here, let's see. This is grand theft motor vehicle. So I just know these out, because this is possession of a controlled substance, this is failure to appear on the no valid DL, and this is loitering or prowling. Okay, and that's grand theft motor vehicle? Okay. So he was picked up on this, they found that he had a warrant for failure to appear, and he was already out on bond on this. Okay, I know what's going on. Let's do it in this order. As to the charge of loitering or prowling, all right, I'm going to find probable cause on the charge of loitering or prowling. I'm going to set bond in the amount of $500. Mr. Neal, you're not currently employed, is that right?
No, sir.
All right. I'm going to find he qualifies for the appointment of the public defender.
Yes, sir.
Do you still stay at 548 Martin?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Because your affidavit says no address.
No, it's just there 1529, sir.
All right, so PC, bond, public defender on the new charge. On the failure to appear, appears as though there was a warrant issued for his failure to appear in the, for arraignment. That was for no valid DL. Bond on the warrant was $2,000. I'm going to leave that at $2,000 because the judge knew what he or she was doing. And I'm going to revoke his bond on the grand theft motor vehicle. So that bond will be none. It does. Oh, possession of meth? Is that also with the, on all this? Yep, okay. So this is really, there's really 4 things because he was out on bond. Okay. All right, so taking care of those three things. On the possession of controlled substance without a prescription, I'll stay the bond at 1,000. All right, good luck, Mr. Neal.
And Judge, you found probable cause on the possession of controlled substance?
I did.
Okay.
Your Honor, did you appoint the PD to all of his cases?
On all the cases.
Okay, thank you.
All right, is this Mr. Reyes?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Reyes is charged with dealing in stolen property, burglary, false verification or ownership, and petty theft. All right, I'm going to find probable cause on the dealing in stolen property. I'm going to set bond. Is the dealing in stolen property a higher degree than burglary? Is that why it appears first?
I'd have to look. I know it's,
It's been a while. I would think that burglary to a structure, if it's not occupied, I guess it's an F3.
I know the dealing's a second-degree felony.
Well, that answers my question. All right. All right, on the dealing of stolen property, I'm going to stay the bond at 5,000. Burglary to structure, I'm going to set the bond in the amount of $1,000. False verification, I'm going to set bond in the amount of, stay the bond at 150, and petty theft, stay the bond at 100. So that's $6,250 total. I'm going to find Mr. Reyes qualifies for the appointment of the public defender. Good luck, Mr. Reyes.
Actually, it's a F1, Judge.
Oh,
Just-
it is?
Just so you know, yeah.
Well, I try to learn one thing every day, so that's the thing I learned. Well, this is good news. This is all paper put together. All right, I have Dylan Roberts. Refused. I'm offended. He doesn't want to see me? All right. Why don't we waive his appearance? The old milk crate charge. All right, I'm going to find PC on the possession of heroin. I'm going to set bond in the amount of $1,000. Possession of drug paraphernalia, I'm going to stay the bond at $500. He's got an out-of-county warrant for petty theft. Do we know what county that's from? Manatee. I'm going to stay that bond at $2,500. So that covers it, right?
Yes.
Okay. No milk crate charge, apparently. All right, heroin 1,000, paraphernalia 500, 2,500 on the out of county. Yes. I feel like I'm on the home stretch. I really do. You're killing me. I'm just feeling so good about myself. All right, Curtis Spencer. All right, mental health. Okay. All right, I'm gonna find probable cause. I'm gonna set bond in the amount of $1,000 on the charge of possession of MDMA and ecstasy, and appoint the public defender to represent him. Joseph Williams. All right, I'm gonna find he's waived his appearance, or I'm gonna waive his appearance. All right, I'm gonna find probable cause. I'm gonna stay the bond at 5,000 and appoint the public defender. Monique Wilson? All right, Ms. Wilson is here on a charge of aggravated battery with a weapon pursuant to an arrest warrant signed by Judge Beamer, Judge John Beamer. I'm going to stay the bond at $3,500 and appoint the public defender's office to represent Ms. Wilson. Then I've got Timothy Lee Wilson. This says 2 of 2. Is this the same person? Okay. All right. Timothy Lee Wilson.
Can you see if he bonded?
What's the booking number?
Timothy Wilson. Should I stop reading? The booking number. I got it. I got it. Agency case number. I should know these things. Inmate number 21000104. Anybody? Anyone?
He bonded.
I don't have to read about Mrs. Potato. Now, is this the last pile?
Yes.
Are you certain? I mean, I love being here and everything, but... All right, but these are gonna go fast. All right, is this Gene Philippe Jr.? Nope. Oh, this inmate number is 2130103.
Junior,
Yes.
bonded.
Who is this?
Alexandro Leyva, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Lewa, you are charged with driving while license suspended or revoked. It appears as though so am I reading this? No, that's the same one. No, that's the same inmate. All right, so if I'm reading this correctly, He's out on bond on 3 driving license suspended revokes and got picked up for driving license suspended revoked. Okay. All right, I'm gonna set bond on the new charge in the amount of $1,000. I'm gonna find probable cause, and I'm gonna revoke the conditions of release on 2020 CT 2735 AO, 2020 CT 5993 AO, 2020 CT 6697 AO. And Mr. Leyra qualifies for the appointment of the public defender. Good luck, sir. Is this Heather Nichols? Come on up, Ms. Nichols. Did I miss one? Did I miss all? Oh, these are the ones that I hadn't seen yet. Want me to stop and sign them all now? Let me do her, and then I'll sign?
Yes.
All right, let's do that. I want you to fall behind now. All right, so it appears as though Ms. Nichols had a court date on a DUI charge, failed to appear for a violation of probation status hearing, and bond was set at none. I'm going to find probable cause based upon the capias, stay the bond at none, and appoint the public defender. All right, now you want me to sign these? Mr. Brown?
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Brown is charged with trespass in a dwelling after warning. All right. All right, I'm gonna find probable cause. I'm gonna set bond in the amount of $500. Did you want me to consider appointing a lawyer, Mr. Brown?
Say again?
Did you want me to consider appointing a lawyer to represent you?
No, sir.
Okay.
I got nowhere else to be right now anyway.
Okay. All right.
Figured I'd stay in the
Good
5-star
luck, sir.
hotel.
Is this Verna Birch?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
All right. All right, well, this is gonna take some reading. All right. So Mr. Birch is charged with resisting a merchant and petty theft.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm gonna find probable cause exists for the charge of petty theft and resisting a merchant.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Miller, I'm not sure where the resisting a merchant probable cause is. Can you help me?
Just 1 second, Your Honor.
Sure.
I don't see it as well.
All right, yeah, usually there has to be some actual resistance. All right, I'm gonna find probable cause on the petty theft. I'm gonna set bond in the amount of $500 on the petty theft. I'm gonna find no PC on the resisting and release him on ROR. It looks like he is currently out on surety bond for possession of MDMA, resisting an officer without violence, petty theft ×3, and criminal mischief ×1. So I'm going to revoke all of those bonds. And I'm going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent him on all remaining charges.
Hey, Your Honor, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to say Happy New Year, everybody, but I'm not understanding when you say revoke. I mean, I'm not understanding.
Okay. All right, so you have a new law violation, which is petty theft.
Yes, sir.
So I've given you a bond on that.
Yes, sir.
According to the paperwork I've been provided, you are currently out on bond on 6 other cases.
Should have been 3, sir. You're right.
You might have 3 cases, but one case has got, one case has 2 counts, one case has 3 counts, and one case has 1 count. So there's 3 cases, total of 6 charges.
Yes, sir.
In front of 3 different felony judges.
No, sir.
And so you have given up your right to be on bond on those because you committed a new law violation. So I'm taking away that condition of release. And you can take that up with those individual judges if they want to put you back out on the street.
All right, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, sir.
Because they told me to make sure I let you know. If you look at the paperwork, it's Vernon Burks Jr., it's Vernon Burks Sr., and it's Vernon Burks III. But they told me, I mean, they always get us in their cahoots.
Ah, are you all related?
Yep, brothers and daddies.
That's not a good choice.
And like I was telling him, you know what I'm saying? My child is artistic. Everybody can't work with him.
All right. Have we confirmed those? Well, if I've revoked conditions and it's not this gentleman, it won't affect his ability to get out, right? Yeah, if it's not you, it won't.
What I'm saying, you know, my child is artistic. Everybody can't work with my child.
Okay.
And I have to be there, you know what I'm saying? So what I do, repay these bonds? I mean,
All right, well, if what you're telling me is that the 3 other felony cases aren't you, then I've revoked the bond on someone that has your name, either the second or junior or the third.
I mean, on my whatchamacallit, you know what I'm saying? Because they tried to give me a battery or something that wasn't mine, you know what I'm saying? But it was coming out to be my brother. The only thing I'm saying is, what do I have to do to make this right so I get back to my child? Because it was just a misdemeanor. And my child is artistic. Everybody can't handle my child.
I understand.
And I don't want.
Did I quit the public defender? All right, you can explain that to the public defender, and they will be able to help you sort this out.
So I ain't got no bonds?
You've got a bond on the petty theft for which you were arrested, but I've revoked the bonds on all the other 6 cases.
Well, how do I get them bonds back, sir?
You've got a public defender. You can talk to the public defender. Megan Heyman? All right, Ms. Heyman?
Yes, ma'am.
Does Ms. Heyman qualify for PTR?
No, sir.
She does not? All right. All right, Ms. Heyman, I'm going to find probable cause on Mr. Miller, can you help me out on this one? I only see one controlled substance. There's 2 pills, but the charging affidavit says it's the same drug. I was looking to see if there was maybe a bag of marijuana or, but I didn't see that.
I think the only distinction in the charges is, the one charge is not having the prescription for the pill, and the other one is possessing the controlled substance. Because you can possess that substance with a proper prescription. So they just doubled it up and put one without the prescription and one is the possession of it.
Which one do you like the best?
Possession of a controlled substance.
Okay. All right, what I'm going to do is I am going to find probable cause. I'm going to set bond in the amount of possession of a controlled substance in the amount of $500. And the possession of a drug without a prescription, I'm going to ROR her. I'll find PC on them both, but I'm gonna ROR on the second one. That's a great question, but that's what I think there probably is probable cause, but I'm gonna ROR. All right, Ms. Heyman, do you reside in Rockford, Illinois?
Yes, yes, sir.
So you're here on holiday?
My mother-in-law just passed away. We spread her
Okay,
ashes,
all right.
then we came to Orlando.
Okay, and you're not currently employed?
No, sir.
All right, what I'm gonna do, so these are both misdemeanors? Huh. Well, that's the second thing I learned today. Ms. Heyman, I'm going to find you qualified for the appointment of a public defender. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. I have no problem with you returning to your home in Illinois. I've set bond very reasonable for you based upon the facts contained in the charging affidavit. I don't want to be misunderstood. This is still serious, and you have to take care of this.
Yes, sir.
You can't go back to Illinois. I'm permitting you to go.
Yeah.
Don't forget about us.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Keep in contact with your lawyer. Your lawyer can help you work this through.
Yes.
If you don't take care of this and your lawyer doesn't know where you are, the judge who gets this case is going to have to probably issue a warrant for your arrest.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
I understand.
So don't complicate things.
I won't, sir.
All right.
I won't.
All right. So PC, set bond, point PD. All right, good luck.
I apologize. My bond was $500?
$500,
Okay,
correct.
thank you.
All right, good afternoon. Are you Miss Littlefield?
I am. How are you, sir?
I'm good, Miss Littlefield. Come on up.
Happy New Year. Thank you.
Miss Littlefield, you're charged with retail theft.
Misunderstanding, but yes, sir.
Okay. All right. You still reside on Stewart Avenue?
Yes, sir, for 20 years now.
Okay, all right.
Well, 19, I'm sorry. Let's be politically correct here.
Does Ms. Littlefield qualify for PTR?
No, sir.
No? All right, I'm going to find probable cause. I'm going to set bond in the amount of $250. And I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. And I wish you good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Nursidian?
Yes, sir.
Nursidian. Nursidian?
Nasruddin.
Nursidian. Mr. Nursidian, do you want to resolve this by entering a plea of no contest to this charge, or did you want to enter a plea of not guilty and I'll set conditions of release?
Sir, my English language is like a so-so. I'm not perfect.
Okay.
So,
All
but,
right. Mr. Nursidian, do you have a place to stay?
Me?
Yeah. Do you have a place to live? Do you have an address?
I live in motel in OBT.
Did I already ask you if he qualifies for PTR?
No, sir, he wasn't interviewing for it.
Okay.
He was placed in St. Louis.
I'm sorry?
He was placed in St. Louis, he was never interviewed.
Trying to figure out how not to have to. All right, I'm going to find probable cause. I'm going to release Mr. Nursedin on his own recognizance. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent him. Mr. Nursedin, what is your native language? What language do you speak?
Arabic, sir. The first language, Arabic. Arabic, sir.
Ah. Let's just get better. What I'd like to have happen is the public defender help Mr. Nursedin resolve this on another day. I'm gonna release him on his own recognizance and appoint the public defender. Good luck, sir.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. There's only so much I can do in one day. Is this Miss Penson Jones?
Yes.
All right. So it looks as though Miss Penson Jones is charged with assault on a law enforcement officer. All right, I'm going to find probable cause. On the charge of assault on a law enforcement officer. I'm going to set bond in the amount of $1,000. I am going to revoke her conditions of release on 2019 MM 7668AO. Which is a battery charge for which she's out on bond. And I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent her. Good luck.
Cool. I just gotta pay the $100.
Arias Salazar.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right, I'm going to find probable cause on the charge of possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm going to set bond. Does Mr. Salazar qualify for PTR?
Would you say, Judge?
Does he qualify, Mr. Salazar, pretrial release?
No, sir.
Okay. I'm going to set bond in the amount of $500, and I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent him. Mr. Salazar, do you have a permanent address, a place you get mail?
Yes.
Okay. You're going to want to keep in contact. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. You're going to have some court dates coming up. Your paperwork says transient, so you're going to want to make sure that you know what those court dates are and you keep in contact with your lawyer.
Did you want to resolve it?
What's the state recommending?
It's just the possession of paraphernalia charge, adjudication, credit time served, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Salazar, you're presumed to be innocent. You can maintain that presumption, and as I said,
I want to resolve, please.
you want to resolve it today? All right. Can we hand him a plea form, or are we going to do this without one? Without a plea form? No? Just got handed one. All right, Mr. Salazar, you understand you have the right to be presumed innocent, right?
I'm not innocent. I had a pipe in my pocket and
I'm having a hard time hearing you, Mr. Salazar. You said that you want to resolve the case today, right?
yes.
Okay. But you understand that you don't have to do that. You have the right to be presumed innocent, right?
I don't want to be here.
Okay, I understand. Madam Clerk, how many days does Mr. Salazar have? Just one day? 2 days? All right. Mr. Salazar, I understand, well, why don't you, they've given you a plea form, why don't you look at that, and then I'll talk with you, because I don't want you to be distracted. Okay, we'll come back to Mr. Salazar. Mr. Bermudez? Yes, sir. Come on up, Mr. Bermudez. All right, Mr. Bermudez, you are here on an out-of-county warrant from Seminole County. So I find that the warrant is probable cause for you, for me to find probable cause based upon the warrant. Bond is currently set at none, so I'm going to stay the bond at none, and they're going to come get you.
Yes, sir.
All right?
Real quick, how much time do they have to come to get me? A limit to how long they have to come and get me, or as early as they have to come get me, please?
That is an excellent question that I don't know the answer to.
Is there any chance that you can put a limit on how long they have to come get me, sir? Please?
Okay. How long have you been here?
I've been here for 1 day, but back in October, I was here for 15 days, and they didn't come and get me. So I'm just curious as if there's a chance that you might be able to. I apologize.
Well, I understand because of the pandemic, transporting folks between counties has become very restricted, and the numbers are rising. And I can't enter an order that compels Seminole County to do something. Let me ask. Can I set this for? Well, setting it for review, I still can't compel Seminole County.
No, what we're doing, we'll contact Seminole County if they don't pick them up.
Okay.
The judge here.
Okay.
And,
What's-
they'll work out some kind of.
Okay.
something with them.
Yeah, when they're already transporting
And
somebody.
if they don't, then I'll bring them back to court.
Okay, so they have it on a review list? Do we know how long that'll be till they review them, or just whenever they get to it?
No.
Okay. All right. I understand that within the week, they will either transport you or you'll revisit the initial appearance judge that'll take a look at it.
Okay, is there a chance that you could tell me within a week if I could come back here and talk to you about this?
I can't tell you when that's going to happen, and I know I won't be the judge that's here.
Okay.
Okay.
A judge would be able to
A judge will be able to review it and see what's going on.
Okay, so up to a week they have to get me, or
I appreciate your frustration, and I appreciate you're trying to get me to give you some guidelines, some deadlines, and some timeframes.
Yes, sir.
I can't do that for you because I don't have control over that. So I could tell you anything, and you could go back and you could say, Judge Cameron said 5 days and it's been 6. I don't know when it's been. I inquired of the clerk, and she said that they routinely will revisit these things so that they don't hold you unnecessarily, but it's going to be between Orange County and Seminole County, and they're going to transport when they're transporting other inmates. So that's the best I can do. All right? Good luck, sir. Are we back with Mr. Salazar?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Salazar, did you get a chance to review the plea form that the COs gave you?
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay, do you understand the rights that are contained in that plea form?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone pressured you or forced you against your will to enter a plea of no contest to this charge, which is
No.
possession of drug paraphernalia?
No, sir.
Are you under the influence of alcohol or drugs today that may have affected your ability to think clearly?
No, sir.
And you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, you could be deported by entering this plea, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir, I'm going to accept your plea of no contest to that charge, a first-degree misdemeanor. I'm going to adjudicate you to be guilty of that offense. I'm going to sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for the 2 days that you've already served, all right?
Yes,
So
sir.
you'll be released today as to this charge and this charge alone. If you've got any other holds or sentences you're serving, you've got to complete those before you get released. But if this is it, you're on your way, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir, you have 30 days to appeal my sentence. If you want to appeal, your appeal has to be in writing, and if you cannot afford an attorney for that appeal, I can appoint one.
Yes, sir.
All right? I'll reduce that to a judgment.
Can I enter my address whenever I go up there? Because I'm not transient.
Okay.
It was from the last time.
Okay, I think
that
it'd be
was
good if
transient.
we had your address. Can we give him a current address form? Or how is that routinely done? Can we do that? All right, we'll have you fill out a current address form so we'll know where you're at, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck, Mr. Salzer.
Okay. Which one?
Okay.
Have a nice day.
All right, you too, sir. All right, the next one I have is Hightower. All right, Ms. Hightower, you were here having been picked up on an outstanding warrant from Marion County. So that warrant is sufficient probable cause. So I'm finding probable cause, and the bond is at none. And they will come get you.
Okay, quick question, because the violation for Marion County, it was for a resisting charge, but it was thrown out. So I did reach out to Marion County, and they just said have my attorney to upload it in the thing, which he had did. So I don't know if they had time to actually look at the documents, but it's actually in there.
What I see is that this warrant is for a violation of probation on grand theft.
Yes, and that's what violated the resisting charge in Broward.
Oh, in Broward, so we got another county involved, okay.
That's what actually my probation at, because I stay in Broward.
Okay.
So they transferred it down there.
Okay. All right, well, what I know is, even though they transferred it to Broward, it's still Marion County probation. They're just supervising you as a courtesy. So Marion County's gonna have to come get you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Is this Mr. Howard?
Mr. Howard Bondi.
I'm sorry, Mr. Howard? Bonded. Nice. Then I have Ward. Refused. All right, well, this is a violation of probation for burg dwelling and grand theft. From 2019. So I find probable cause and stay the bond at none. And I'll waive for appearance. Sure. Shannon Campbell. All right. Mr. Campbell is here on a charge of disorderly conduct in violation of a city ordinance. Did I already address Corey Harris? All right, Mr. Miller, I think this is a city case, right?
Correct.
Okay. How many days does Mr. Campbell have in? 2. I guess it's got the date user. All right, so 1/1, that's 2 days. All right, Mr. Campbell, you've got a couple of choices. You stay on Grant Street?
Yes.
Okay. You got choices. I can release you on this case. I'll just release you on your own recognizance. I'll discuss with you whether you want me to appoint the public defender to represent you, and you can dispute that you were involved in a violation of city ordinance. If you don't want to have to come back to court, it's important that you pay attention, though. You don't want to miss your court date, have a warrant issued for you. That's not going to help anything. If you want to get this resolved today, I would adjudicate you guilty and give you time served. And court costs, I don't know what the court costs are on a city violation. I want to say it's $233, $223. And then you wouldn't have to come back for this. It doesn't matter to me, but it's a question of you want to resolve this today or whether you want to come back another day and dispute it.
Is it going to be with him adjudicate? Adjudication, if you can put that in there.
Do we have any idea what Mr. Campbell's, you've served 2 days in jail and this is a fist fight in the street. I'd withhold adjudication of guilt, credit you 2 days, and impose court costs of $223.
You got a deal, sir?
Is that what you want to do?
Yes,
All
sir.
right. What I'm also going to do is I'm not going to take any action on the driving with license suspended. You're out on bond on that, 2020 CT 7773AO. I could revoke that pretrial release because you got arrested, but these seem very unrelated, but don't forget you've got this. Okay. I'm going to take no action on that. Did you want to give Mr. Campbell a plea form, give him a chance to review that? I'll pass this case for a minute. I think Mr. McGehee would be all right with that. Does he need a minute to look that over, or should I just be patient with him?
No, I'm good.
All right, so Mr. Campbell, have you had a chance to review the plea form?
Yes, sir.
All right, so you understand the rights that you're giving up by entering this plea of no contest, right?
Yes, sir.
Has anybody pressured you or forced you into entering this plea?
No, sir.
Are you under the influence of alcohol or drugs?
No, sir.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, you can be deported, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir, I'm going to accept your plea of no contest to the charge of disorderly conduct in violation of City Ordinance 43.06. I'm going to withhold conviction of guilt. I'm going to sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail and credit you those 2 days. Court costs are going to run you $223. I'm going to give you up to a year to pay that off. All right? I'm going to take no action on this driving with license suspended as long as you promise me you're not going to forget about it.
I got you.
Okay. You have 30 days to appeal my sentence. If you want to appeal, your appeal must be in writing, and I can appoint a lawyer if you cannot afford one for that appeal. All right?
Yes, sir.
All right. As to this charge and this charge alone, you're going to be released today. If you got any other sentences or holds, you got to complete those first, but I think you're going home.
Yes, sir.
All right. Good luck, sir.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
You too. Shasia Hall?
No, ma'am. No, sir.
He's mental health, Your Honor.
I'm sorry?
He's mental health.
Okay. Mental health. Does that mean we revisit it again, or can I?
You can revisit it, or you can waive and do whatever you want.
Yeah, I'm going to waive for appearance. Her? Him? Female. All right, I'm going to waive Ms. Hall's appearance. She's charged with having an open container in violation of city ordinance. She's transient, and she's not here. Will she likely be able to come back tomorrow? When you say medical, is that? Oh, mental health. Will we likely see her tomorrow? Is it a day-to-day, how she's feeling? I'd really get this resolved. She's transient. Wait, let's roll this tomorrow. I'm giving myself work to do tomorrow. I don't know why. Maybe we can get it resolved tomorrow. All right. Next I have... Is this Anthony Honor?
Yes, sir, Your Honor. How you doing?
All right, Mr. Honor, you're charged with disorderly conduct in violation of City Ordinance 4306. There's a lot of fighting on Garland Avenue. All right, I'm gonna find PC for the charge of disorderly conduct. I'm gonna set bond in the amount of $500. I'm gonna revoke his pretrial release on the domestic violence battery. And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent him. All right, good luck, sir.
I have a question. Does that mean if I pay a bond today, I'll be able to get released today?
If you post a bond today, you're not gonna be able to get out because I've revoked your release on the domestic violence.
So I mean, I have to
So you have
stay.
to see the judge in Division 50 about getting a bond on that. But I've appointed the public defender, and the public defender should be able to help you sort through that.
So how long should I have to stay in here and sit there?
I don't know. All right, good luck. Shamir Hudson? Nope.
Devin Mayo.
The number is 2130101. Yay. Mr. Mayo?
Yeah, yes, sir.
All right. Mr.
That's
Mayo,
me.
you're charged with disorderly conduct
Yes, sir.
in violation of city ordinance.
Yes, sir.
Lots of fighting.
Sir?
Nothing, I'm talking to myself.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Mr. Mayo. All right, Mr. Mayo, you've got choices. This is a city ordinance violation. If you wanted to resolve this case today, I would adjudicate you guilty of disorderly conduct. It is a criminal charge. I would sentence you to the day in jail you served. Court costs are going to be $223, and you'd be done. Or I'll release you on your own recognizance, find probable cause, discuss with you appointing a public defender, and you can come back and address the accusation against you, see if you're guilty or not.
Quick question.
Sure.
For the first, so all you said is I will resolve it today, and then I would have to pay 200 and how much was it?
It's $223 in court costs.
Okay.
I believe you said adjudication. I don't see any history. I mean,
No history?
The guy earlier had like 3 prior withholds, and you withheld on him, so
I don't have any history.
I would suggest
You know
a
what? That seems like a good idea,
I'd
Mr.
suggest a
Miller.
withhold, yeah.
That seems fair.
If he wants to resolve it.
I understand. And you're doing a good job playing the city attorney. I appreciate it. All right, Mr. Mayo, the state prosecutor on your behalf just negotiated me down to a withhold. So let me start at the beginning. All right? You have the absolute right to be presumed innocent. If you want to maintain that innocence, you have a right to have the city prove that you engaged in public fighting. Okay? If you wanted to do that, I'd release you today. I'd appoint a public defender if you want one. You can come back. When you come back, you can address with the judge who's assigned to the case whether you want to have a trial, whether you want to resolve it by entering a plea. Those are all rights that you have. If you don't want to have to come back, you just want to get this over with, I would withhold formal conviction of guilt so it would not appear on your record as a conviction. It would appear, but not as a conviction. And I've been advised you have no prior criminal history. You might be able to get your record sealed. There's $223 in costs. I'd give you up to a year to pay that off. I'd sentence you to the day in jail you've already served, and you'd go home today.
take it.
Okay, all right. You've been handed a plea form, which is going to explain the rights that you're giving up by entering this plea. Why don't you take a quick look at that?
I have a question.
Yes, sir?
With the other one, you said that when would I have to come back? Do you have an exact date?
What would happen is you'd be given an arraignment date, and that's going to have to be mailed to you. Are you still at 28 Oak Court in Ocala?
Yes, sir.
All right. You're either going to have to come back for that, or I can discuss with you appointing a lawyer to represent you who might be able to waive your appearance.
I'll just take this. Yeah, I'm fine.
You want to resolve it today?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So you've had a chance to review that plea form?
Yes, sir.
You understand the rights that you're giving up, which really are the right to be presumed innocent, have a trial, have the city prove your guilt. You could cross-examine the city's evidence. You could bring your own evidence. You could testify on your own behalf or remain silent. Those are all rights that you have that you're giving up by getting it resolved today by not contesting the charge. You understand that?
Yeah.
All right. Has anyone threatened you or pressured you or forced you against your will to enter this plea?
No, sir.
Are you under the influence of alcohol or drugs this afternoon?
No, sir.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, you could be deported by entering this plea. All right, sir, I'm going to accept your plea. I'm going to withhold adjudication of guilt. I'm going to impose mandatory court costs, which run $223. I'll give you up to a year to pay it off. Don't forget about it. Don't go back to Marion County and forget us. Because if you don't pay it, the clerk will notify the DMV and they'll suspend your driving privilege. I'm going to sentence you to 1 day in the Orange County Jail and credit you that 1 day. You have 30 days to appeal my sentence. If you want to appeal, that appeal must be in writing, and I can appoint a lawyer if you cannot afford one. Okay? All right. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Madam Clerk, do I hold in my hand the last case? Oh, not
Yes.
All right. That would make you Mr. Williams.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Williams, you're charged with disorderly conduct and other state misdemeanors in violation of city ordinance. Let's see what happened. Another fight. All right, Mr. Williams, I'm going to find probable cause on the charge of disorderly conduct and also resisting an officer without violence, both violations of city code. For the resisting arrest without violence, I'm going to set bond in the amount of $500. On the disorderly conduct, I'm going to set bond in the amount of $100. That's a total of $600. And I'm going to, you're not currently employed, is that right?
No, sir.
All right, I'm going to find you qualified for the appointment of a public defender. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. And that should take care of that. Good luck. All right. 2:30 is not terrible. Anything else that I've got to do, Madam Clerk?
Yeah, you have to address that, John.
Oh, that's right. Do we have, hang on, I got a John Doe, and it was folded over. Here it is. I got it right here. Look at that. Look how easy it was when I wasn't looking for it. All right, so on a previous day, we had, make sure it's the right case. 9239. 9239. All right. So what had happened is we had a John Doe, and this was handled yesterday. It turns out that John Doe in 2020 MM 9239AO is actually known as Damian Osborne. D-A-M-I-O-N, Osborne of D-A-M-I-O-N, L. Osborne of Wymore Road in Winter Park, Florida.
Osborne?
Osborne. O-S-B-O-R-N. All right. So we are going to amend the court minutes from yesterday. The charge was battery. And then, of course, do you know what happened to that case? It just says mental health. Did I need to address it today?
No, it was addressed.
It was addressed yesterday?
We just need to address his name on the record.
Okay, so his name is not John Doe. It is in fact, and we've been provided a driver's license and also a Medicaid card.
You know his
Confirm
date of
that
birth?
That's who that is.
The date of birth?
Date of birth. January 10th, 1977.
And this is on 20 MM 9239?
AO, correct.
AO, okay.
January 10th, 1977. You're prolonging my being here. You just keep asking me the same question. You're just going to miss me too much, aren't you? All right, now what have I not done? That's it? All right, I can sign some stuff. All right. Where did I put my notes? All right, Mr. Miller, anything else?
I don't believe so, Judge. I'll be here tomorrow.
Oh, yay. And Madam Assistant Public Defender,
Yeah.
you're Ms. Moore Silverman?
I am. Your
All right. And we only have you today, and we have Mr. Nixon tomorrow?
Mrs. Nixon tomorrow.
Miss Nixon.
Yes.
Devin is
Yes.
is a female's name.
Yes.
Devin. Okay. With a Y.
Yes, correct, Your Honor.
All right. Anything else, Ms. Moore Silverman?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Anything else before we go off the record?
I do have, a couple emails from Osceola.
And what did those say?
I'm gonna tell you. It said, Ronald Glenn.
All right. Thanks. See you guys. All right. Nice meeting you.
Judge gave him straight PPR. However, I was just informed he is now in self-harm status, and he doesn't qualify for direct PPR.
Okay. So let me set bond. What's the charge?
Battery toucher strike.
Let's set bond at $500. With all the other, with all the conditions, no contact. See, I don't remember it now. I don't know whether it was no return.
You didn't have no conditions on your plan, so, say the bond.
That's why I try to do either or. For just such a circumstance, but they don't want to do it that way.
Nope, it didn't. She advocated so hard for him, and then now he doesn't qualify. Okay, so, this is.
Look at that. Non-domestic. All right, it's his roommate. So I'll set $500 bond, no return, no contact, no drugs or alcohol, no weapons or firearms. It's a motel room, so I don't know what he's gonna do. So,
You wanna, wait, hold on one second, let's record, there's one more, hold on. Okay, one more and then cut it off and move it on, okay? Okay, thank you. Okay, 1 minute. Doctor sent me one more. The one about the Baker Act.
yeah, the one where they wanted PTR for Baker Act.
Then it says on here. He will not be a Baker Act, I just asked him into her. Oh, maybe they just him there, but it was a Baker Act. But maybe that's it.
All right, so with that, we will be adjourned.
Quick question. Flores, did he, say anything about this one? He was medical, Christopher. I didn't know if he put it aside, so like he said, he put it aside, did you get anything?
He didn't put that aside.
Okay.
There was one where I think it was mental, and it was like a disorderly conduct. I think I might take a plea tomorrow.
That'll be reset. Reset for tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, we got it.
Okay. For real, for real? All right, so I end the call here. And what about this?
Mute all or something up there?